The highest risk, I think, is being completely disrupted out of business. I mean, like I said, depending on the industry, some industries are in a more comfortable position that they still have a longer time before a disruption comes around the corner. Other ones are more, prone to a significant change relatively soon. Mm-hmm. So I think if you don't adapt continuously as an organization, I mean, you lose the risk to, run behind, not have enough profits, especially if you're listed on a stock exchange. Your shareholders at some point, even if it's only a few percentages down, your shareholders start to, rattle the bars of your organization, and that eventually the biggest threat is to become obsolete. Like, the typical example of Kodak. In this case, with the blockchain, they actually managed to come back. Start at least with something like an idea or innovation management system or not specifically system, but a process really, where you include everybody in the organization to have a voice where they can share their ideas, where the rest of the organization, everybody can collaborate and build upon each other's concepts. I think that's a quick win, basically, because in a relatively easy way, you can create a change in the organization where everybody feels to be part of, where you really see the first step in the change happening in a relatively short time. Mm-hmm. So, I would say, that's also the reason why I focus, why my focus is around Innovation Factory and these kind of processes. But of course, there's more important things to the equation, what I mentioned with, training all employees or at least the ones that are involved in innovation, to develop their innovation competencies with all types of different trainings. But yeah, I think with Innovation Factory, the interesting thing is that you connect on all important elements related to innovation. Before that, inclusivity is a key element in innovation. Mm-hmm. And if you make it if it's a standalone initiative with just a few people, then you can't create as much traction as you can with involving more people. The thing is with, so it's the wisdom of the crowds, basically. If you are able to tap into the knowledge and the experience and the ideas of a larger group of people, mm-hmm. the more potential value you have in creating great ideas and creating very good new innovation. So I think that has to do with the fact whether you engage in a one-off project, engage in a specific project with startups, or set up an innovation lab as a separate, a one-off thing. Again, I think you get way more results when you take a more holistic approach, where you both. Probably your first step would be to involve, to have your internal ecosystem involved. Again, the inclusivity part, to have everybody involved and engaged. And then the next step, to connect to your most important business partners, probably initially. But again, you get the most, a lot of knowledge and value that you could potentially tap into are not only within your organization. You're part of a larger economy and ecosystem. So you should make sure that you're always on the front line of that. So I think the next level is to involve your external ecosystem in that as well. And nowadays you have all kinds of collaboration tools to make that very efficient and easy and low cost actually to do so. You don't need to invest heavily in all kinds of specific labs, or that could be part of it, of your whole equation, but you have a lot of more cost efficient ways as well to involve large groups of people.